Okay, so I'm getting ready to head into the camper to see what the rain has brought. It's rained for several days in a row. I've already opened it up when we got back from Big River and noticed a little bit of water. I think I know where it's coming from, but I want to investigate to make sure there's not too much we need to seal up. I think where it's coming from, okay, is right here. And we put a bucket, but it didn't catch everything. You can see there is water there. And this tarp is just slowly letting water drip through the tarp itself because it's not the highest quality tarp. And there's no vent cover there. So yeah, there is water in the bottom of here. But I noticed there appears to be water coming from under here. So I'm not sure. That's wet. If you can see the color difference. This is wet from like here up, so I think that's all related to this. The only thing I'm not sure of or I don't understand is how or why there's water under here. It does seem to kind of go this way, and we know there was water damage there previously. None of this is looking fresh to me. Oop, that's firm. Oh, that is freshly wet though. That right there is fresh wet. So there is this here that it could come from, but then how would it get under here? There's also a thing behind the fridge, so we're gonna check that panel from the outside real quick. So this panel here wouldn't surprise me if it's letting in water. We haven't touched this window yet just because it needs reframed from the inside, at least so I think. So I don't know where the stuff is coming from other than if it's seeping down. See, these aren't seams. This is where the old bench used to sit, because at first I was like, well, perhaps that's a seam. So unless there's a seam I don't know about, or it was going under where the table used to bolt down, then I don't know where that's all coming from. I didn't think about this, but this is dry. This is good news. I bet most of it ran right back down this way. This was a pretty troubled area as far as water damage goes, if you remember from the first video. You see what I mean by these might need replaced. None of these screws are sitting flush against this anymore. At least replace segments of it and then brace those segments. But like here's pretty bad. Up here's pretty bad. That is definitely currently wet. What I'm hoping is all the wet that this is, all the water here, all this wet spot, is not from the roof, because I resealed the roof. This isn't any. There's a little bubble. I don't know if it makes out very well. Yeah, see here. But that was like that before. It doesn't look worse, and it actually feels a little stiffer. So I'm hoping that that's actually in the process of drying out. Okay, so it's been a little while since I recorded this. Initially, this was a part of a larger video, so I'm gonna like awkwardly jump out of that clip. It has rained more since that all happened, and everything is staying relatively dry. A lot of the moisture I found, other than what was under the linoleum and what was in the bucket from the vent, seems to have been just old stuff that was drying out. When we got the camper, it was really wet, and there's a lot of stuff crammed into areas like insulation, and even where the couch was, there's just a lot of junk under the couch. That was wet and staying wet and not drying out because the camper hadn't been given the opportunity to air out. So, yeah, we finished up sealing, as you've already seen in the video that most recently released, everything. Besides, we still have to do the insert seals. They go along the rails that kind of hold your siding together. I'm waiting on those to come from Amazon. I've ordered 2 so far before the ones that I have on the way right now, and they were the quote-unquote right size but didn't fit, so we'll see how these more expensive ones do. I'm guessing because they're more expensive, they'll actually be right, because the other ones were only off by a hair, but I want to do this right so I don't have to do it 7 times. But The video is going to go ahead and end right here. I just wanted to say that I was going to awkwardly cut out and turn this, what initially was one long video, into a shorter damage assessment video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.